It has been decided. Lions Commanders this week for playoffs. Let's talk Lions. Woo! Welcome back to an all-new episode here at Let's Talk Lions. My name is Jay. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being a part of what we're doing here and really seeing what's going on. So wildcard weekend has almost fully solidified and transpired. The last game is tonight, and that's going to be, Vikings, Rams, but that does not really have any more play for us until potentially the NFC Championship game. So right now, what we know, Lions taking on that lowest seed, which is going to be the Commanders. Commanders found a way to beat the Buccaneers the other day. It was a great game. Great game. First half was a lot of fun. Second half turned into Mike Evans, man. That first half, seeing what he could do with the Bucs. And I'm thankful that the Commanders found a way to beat the Bucs. I actually had my money on the Commanders. Felt like they were the better team going into that game. Had a little bit more of the momentum. Dan Quinn pulling a lot out of Dan Campbell's handbook, going for it on fourth again and again and again. So it's going to be hilarious to see Campbell and Quinn both going for it on fourth down, because you know what the Commanders are going to have to do here, and that's going to have to be keep pace with the Lions. It's going to have to be keep pace with Dan Campbell's going for it on fourth down, keeping pace with whatever the Lions set momentum-wise. So this is going to be a great game. Commanders fans, Washington fans, just want to, shout out to you guys and to the squad that you've put together. Your organization has gone through so much turmoil. So seeing what you've been able to do, seeing what Dan Quinn and getting Jaden Daniels and the whole squad, the running game, seeing what has been able to be done, to have been done, it's been awesome. It's been awesome. Really happy for Washington fans. Except for this week, let's not be happy for one another. Let's get into this and have a little fun. So this is the matchup that I did want. And it's not out of lack of respect for the Commanders. It's moreover, when I looked at potentially the Lions having a matchup again against Minnesota or again against Green Bay, those are division games where the Lions swept the division. The Lions are 11-1 in 2 years in division. That is so incredibly difficult to do. 6-0 this year. So to have to beat a team 3 times in one calendar year is astronomically difficult. It is so tough because you just know each other. You know each other so well. The Lions knowing the Packers, Packers knowing the Lions, Minnesota, the whole bit, the whole gambit's to have to face another division team a third time in the year. I didn't want, though I was looking at the 2 matchups that I did want would have been the Packers or the Commanders. That was kind of where I was landing, thinking to myself, give me those 2 teams. Again, that in-division game, that's tough. You know each other way too well. All too well, Taylor Swift might say. Had to bring her in because obviously she runs the NFL now? Question mark? Haven't seen her all this year. So, Lions, Commanders. What I'm worried about, Jaden Daniels. This rookie has come up and, quite frankly, proven himself to be who we thought he was, but obviously who the Bears didn't think he was. Had to do it. Jaden Daniels, the scramble capability. He had the most rushing yards for the Commanders yesterday against the Bucs, and I think that's going to give us a little bit of a poise of a problem. I look at when we played, the last mobile QB we played had to have been Josh Allen, but we didn't have Anzalone holding down the center of the field, holding down that middle, being the Mike Daddy, the captain of the defense that he is. So Alex Anzalone is going to be pivotal against Jaden Daniels and the scramble. Pivotal against that. And what we got to really do is contain that pocket. Contain him in the pocket, squeeze him in the pocket, leave him in there, because if you let Jaden Daniels skirt out left, skirt out right, he's going to run it down your throat. Now, Alex Anzalone being out there will be that pivotal piece to help stop that scramble, to stop that mobile QB. With that being said, Commanders' run game, pretty freaking good. What we're seeing, I just think that the Lions defense, as much as we're banged up and we have these problems, we've gotten back pivotal guys. That makes me look at the Commanders and say we could take them and not, I wouldn't say handily. I think the first half is going to be a good, tight game, kind of that Lions-Vikings-esque, but I do believe that the Lions will pull away in the second half and really assert that dominance in the offense. I love playing a team that we haven't played in a few years. I love playing a team that we didn't play at all this year. It allows Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn to really hone in on them and find the things that we're going to need to find in order to beat them in the domineering manner that we need to. So, Jared Goff, the offense against the Commanders' defense, I feel pretty dang confident. I feel very confident offensively going into this game. It's defensively that I'm like, we'll see. I think the Lions put up over 30 points. I think the Commanders get pretty close. I'm going to guess 34-27. The Lions pull this game out here in Detroit. And we're going to dive deeper throughout the rest of this week about specifics. But right now, looking at it, wildcard weekend, the way it's shaping up is exactly how I was hoping it would be. And again, that's not me trying to demean Washington. I think what Washington has done is incredible. I did not anticipate them. If you said at the beginning of the year, pick two teams for the NFC East, it was Philly and the Cowboys. That's who I had in my bracket. I had Philly winning it, Cowboys taking that wild card. The Commanders have shown up. They're 12-5? Like, they have been phenomenal. They have found a rhythm, and really coming into the end of the year, I think they went 4-1 to finish out the season. That's a solid rhythm. You then take down the 3 seed, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, in Tampa. Now they got to come to Detroit, though. Man, I'll take anybody, anytime, anywhere with this Lions squad. I believe in them. I believe they've got what it takes. Biggest hope is that the bye week doesn't disrupt the flow for the Detroit Lions. I heard Dan Campbell say, hey, you know what? We're keeping the engine idling, right? We're still keeping it running. We're keeping the motor going, keeping the engine going. But at what point, I've seen 1 seeds come into the playoffs. I think of Tennessee a few years ago. Granted, Tennessee. But they came in and they had shut the car off and it was cold and they got bounced fast. So I look at this Lions team and I don't believe that the coaching would ever allow them to slack and to really take that time. But that's my one concern. It's less of anything else. It's more over coming in as the 1 seed with the bye week. We've been humming. Lions have been humming. The offense, Jared Goff, has been automatic. We've been humming. We get Montgomery back. Is the bye week detrimental where the boys were able to relax too much? I'm going to say no, but that is my greatest worry coming into this game. I believe the Lions find a way to make this a game, to pull away. Washington kind of crawls back at the end, makes it look like it was more of a game than it was. First half's going to be tight. Second half, that's where we separate. They kind of work their way back, make it look good, give their fans a lot of hope for next season. But I got the Lions taking this game heading to the NFC Championship. Don't put the cart ahead of the horse. Everybody calm down. I'm looking forward to this game. It's going to be a good one. There's a lot that's got to go into it. We're going to break it down a little bit more, look at their offense, look at our defense, take it all throughout the week. But for now, just excited. Excited to see us taking on Washington. That's the game I wanted. I think that's the game a lot of people wanted. I saw most people kind of agreeing, give me Packers, give me Commanders, but I'd rather have the Commanders. We haven't played them. They haven't played us. They're not used to our high-tempo offense. I mean, it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game. See if the Lions can advance to the NFC Championship 2 years in a row. I believe they do, but man, anything can happen any given Sunday. But the fact that Washington has to march into Detroit, into this stadium where the fans are electric, where it is going to be humming this Saturday night, right? I believe it's the Saturday night 8 p.m. game. When? Can we just get a 4:30 game? Gosh darn it, or a 6:30? I'm tired of the 8 p.m. games. They're starting to wear on me, a little wear and tear. But hey, man, that is it. Those are my thoughts kind of coming into this. This is the game I wanted. Excited to see what we do. And again, I think like watching Washington against the Bucs. Jaden Daniels has an arm. We'll get into it later this week, but that kid, he could throw some bombs. And the wide receivers, phenomenal. And what I really liked was watching Washington, they let everybody eat. kind of it reminded me of the Lions where it's like, you don't know who we're throwing to. It's J-Mo now. It's St. Brown. It's Gibby. It's Laporta. It's Brock Wright. It's Khalif. Everybody eats. Everybody eats. And I saw that with Washington where it wasn't just them throwing to 17. It was 17. It was 15. It's 88. I think Ertz is out there. Like, they found a way to make sure everybody got the ball. You disperse that, and what you're doing is you're creating that equal opportunity where now the defense is like, well, okay, what do we do? So, I'm not too worried. I think there is stuff to worry about. Really, it's that bye week, but hey, man, we'll get into it a little bit later. Going into this week, Lions, Commanders, how do you feel? How do you feel? Are you like, man, this is the game I wanted? Did you want Green Bay again? I don't know. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What are you most worried about coming in this game? What are you most excited about? Drop it in there. We're going to enjoy this week heading into the divisional round. It's a good time. It's a good time to be a Lions fan. It's been a great time to be a Lions fan. It's been special. The whole thing's been special. When you come out of the mud, like Amik Robertson, what he said after that game, that they tried to bury him, but you can't bury what comes from the dirt. That quote has just given me goosebumps for the last week and a half. And it's given me a lot to think about this team. It wasn't long ago that we were sitting here clawing for a wild card spot. Couldn't get it. We were scraped. We weren't even the bottom of the barrel. We were under the barrel. But here we are, looking for a consecutive 2-year consecutive back-to-back NFC Championship game if we can get past Washington. I feel good about it. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'll continue this week. Might have some people on the show to kind of break it up, have a little fun, and let's enjoy. My baby's going down in the other room, so I'm going to take it down a couple notches. That's it. Here, the one and only Let's Talk Lions.